Philip earned $35,000 a year when he was 27. He felt broke. He knew exactly why he felt broke. The arithmetic left no room for interpretation. He made a plan. Earn more. Fix it. He believed income was the only variable standing between where he was and where he needed to be. At 29, the raise came. His salary hit $55,000. He felt better for about 3 months. Then the broke feeling returned like it had never left. At 32, he was earning $72,000. Same tightness, different number. The broke feeling had followed him up every rung of the income ladder, as if it were attached to his ankle. He is 36 now. He earns $89,000 a year. He has $4,200 in savings. He has no clear explanation for where the other $310,000 went. Here's the thing. Philip is not irresponsible. He is not uniquely undisciplined. He is inside a system that absorbs income, increases before they can become wealth, and the system is nearly invisible to the people living inside it. Philip at 27. At 27, Philip lived in a one-bedroom apartment for $850 a month on the east side of his city. He drove a 2011 Honda Civic with 74,000 miles. He cooked most nights. He packed his lunch 4 days a week and told himself it was temporary. The discipline was not virtue, it was mathematical necessity. His monthly take-home after federal and state taxes was approximately $2,600. Rent, car insurance, his phone, utilities, and groceries consumed approximately $1,950 of that before anything else happened. He saved $200 a month when the month cooperated. When it didn't, he transferred whatever was left over. His savings account reached $3,400 by the time he turned 28. Money he was protective of and proud of and constantly aware of. He repeated one belief every time the number felt discouraging. When I make more, I will save more, Dad. He believed it the way people believe things that have not yet been tested by circumstances. The first raise, $55,000. At 29, the raise arrived. His salary moved from $35,000 to $55,000. His monthly take-home increased from roughly $2,600 to roughly $3,700. He had gained $1,100 a month in real after-tax income. He remembered this number. He felt it. He moved to a better apartment. The new place cost $1,350 a month, $500 more than the old one. He told himself he had earned it, which was true. The raise was real. The apartment was noticeably nicer. The decision was defensible on every line. He leased a 2022 Toyota Camry at $389 a month, plus a higher insurance tier. The Civic ran without problems. The Camry felt like a signal to himself and to everyone else that something had shifted, that the years of doing everything right were producing a visible result. Signals matter when you have spent 3 years living in the margins. He started eating dinner out 3 or 4 nights a week instead of 1. He took a long weekend trip to New Orleans that cost $1,400. He opened a travel credit card and told himself the points would offset future expenses. Each decision was reasonable in isolation. Each decision was also permanent in the sense that it set a new floor. But here's what. The $1,100 monthly gain was gone before Philip had finished making the decisions. The apartment absorbed $500. The lease and insurance absorbed roughly $450. Dining, travel, and the new credit card absorbed the rest. His savings rate at $55,000 was functionally identical to his savings rate at $35,000. The number had changed. The margin had not. The second raise, $72,000. At 32, Philip reached $72,000. Monthly take-home approximately $4,600. He had gained another $900 in monthly income. This felt like the real threshold, the level where discipline could finally produce results. His girlfriend moved in. They upgraded to a 2-bedroom apartment at $2,100 a month. Split rent made Philip's share $1,050. Not dramatically more than his old place. But the building had a doorman and a rooftop. The neighborhood had restaurants they actually wanted to go to. The kitchen had finishes that felt like an accurate reflection of who they were becoming. D. He upgraded his lease to a 2023 Honda Pilot at $498 a month. The Camry ran well. The Pilot felt appropriate for someone in his early 30s in a serious relationship with occasional weekend trips. He joined a recreational golf league with people from his office. He added 2 streaming subscriptions. He started buying better wine on weekends and told himself the price difference per bottle was negligible. Here's the thing. Each of these decisions was individually reasonable for someone earning $72,000. None of them was extravagant. None of them would raise an eyebrow from a financial planner who did not know the full picture. And here's the part. The $900 he had gained was absorbed before a single dollar was transferred to savings. His savings account, which had grown to $7,100 by age 29, sat at $6,800 by age 32. He was earning twice what he had earned at 27 and had less saved than when he had started. The third raise, $89,000. At 35, he reached $89,000, monthly take-home, approximately $5,600, another $1,000 monthly gain. He told himself this was finally the number where things would change. He and his girlfriend got engaged. There was a ring. There were engagement photos. There was a party for the families and a celebration weekend with the friend group. The wedding planning started immediately with a budget of $18,000 and expanded within the first 4 months of conversations. The down payment discussions started and stalled. The homes they were interested in required $60,000 to $80,000 saved. They had $6,800 combined. His lease renewed at $521 a month. The apartment raised rent to $2,250. His social calendar expanded with the engagement. His clothing and grooming spending expanded, with a shift in workplace expectations that he had absorbed gradually and completely without noticing it was happening. One Sunday in October, Philip sat at the kitchen table with a blank spreadsheet. He wanted to know where he actually stood. He had been earning above $50,000 for 7 years. He had been earning above $70,000 for 3 years. He had $4,200 in savings in a retirement account from a previous employer he had not logged into in 4 years. He asked a question he had never let himself ask out loud before. Where did it go? The math. The numbers across 6 years, age 29 to age 35, are not complicated. Philip earned approximately $441,000 in gross income over that window. His estimated after-tax take-home across those years was approximately $315,000. Housing costs, rent, utilities, renter's insurance, totaled approximately $118,000. Transportation, lease payments, insurance, fuel, and maintenance totaled approximately $44,000. Food and dining combined, including the grocery bill that quietly grew as the social life expanded, totaled approximately $51,000. Travel, including Portugal, recurring shorter trips, and the engagement weekend, approximately $22,000. Subscriptions, gym memberships, clothing, and personal care, approximately $28,000. The engagement ring, the engagement party, and the wedding deposits paid to date, approximately $14,000. Miscellaneous, gifts, emergencies, home goods, and entertainment, approximately $24,000. Total estimated spending, approximately $301,000. The $14,000 difference between what the math says should remain and the $4,200 that actually exists is the accumulated friction of a life lived. The overdrafts quietly resolved, the restaurant tabs that exceeded the estimate, the purchases that never made it into any tracking system. But here's what. The math shows where money went. It does not show why the same pattern held at 3 different income levels. That explanation requires something a spreadsheet cannot produce. Hedonic adaptation. There is a concept in behavioral science called hedonic adaptation. It describes the documented human tendency to return to a stable baseline of emotional satisfaction regardless of changes in circumstances, positive or negative. A salary increase produces a real and measurable improvement in a person's sense of financial well-being. That improvement fades within 3 to 6 months as the new income becomes familiar. The new salary stops feeling like more and starts feeling like normal. The dissatisfaction returns. The hunger for the next level of income returns with it. Here's the thing. This is not a character weakness. It is the same neurological mechanism that allows people to emotionally recover from loss, grief, and setback. The brain is built to recalibrate. In the context of income growth, that recalibration erases the satisfaction of earning more before the earning can produce lasting financial change. The raise stops feeling like a windfall within months. The previous apartment starts to feel small. The previous car starts to feel like settling. The previous version of life starts to feel like something that belonged to a less successful, less established version of the person, even when the financial difference between those two versions is nearly zero. The social layer. When Philip was 27, his social circle was earning $35,000 to $45,000 a year. The restaurants were mid-range, the apartments were functional, the vacations were road trips or cheap flights to nearby cities. The implicit benchmark for what a reasonable life looked like at his stage was set by the people immediately around him. By 35, the group had diversified significantly. Some friends were at $100,000 or more. Some had purchased homes. Some were discussing investment properties and annual international trips. The reference point for a normal life at this age had shifted considerably without anyone formally announcing the update. But here's what. No peer pressure conversation ever happened. Nobody told Philip to upgrade his life to match the new group standard. The social environment modeled a version of life that his brain accepted as the updated baseline, and his spending followed the model without a conscious decision ever being made at any specific moment. The fixed cost floor. This is the mechanism that most conversations about income and spending miss entirely. Every lifestyle upgrade does not simply add a line item to the monthly budget. It raises the floor, the minimum the month requires before a discretionary dollar is available. At 27, Philip's fixed monthly costs were approximately $1,950. At 29, after the apartment and the lease, approximately $2,800. At 32, approximately $3,700. At 35, approximately $4,300. His fixed cost floor rose by $2,350 per month over 8 years. His income rose by approximately $2,250 in monthly take-home over the same period. The income ceiling and the cost floor moved almost in perfect lockstep. The margin between what Philip earns and what he is committed to before a discretionary choice appears has never meaningfully grown. Each raise closed the gap, and then the upgraded life reset the floor to absorb it again. And here's the part. A fixed cost is not a dinner tab that can be skipped when motivation is high. It is a lease agreement, a car payment, a subscription that requires active cancellation, a social expectation that has solidified into an obligation. Every lifestyle upgrade is a commitment to a new floor, and floors move down slowly, visibly, and at cost. Sure, 3 things. The real reason people feel broke even when earning more is 3 things that operate together without announcing themselves. First, income growth triggers lifestyle growth almost automatically and without a clear decision moment. The raise flows immediately into an expanded version of the existing life. The apartment, the car, the dining, the travel. Each choice is individually reasonable. The aggregate effect on savings is invisible until the numbers are run years later, and the result is shocking. Second, every lifestyle upgrade raises the fixed cost floor, and the floor does not come back down without friction, sacrifice, and visible regression in the standard of living. The margin that was supposed to build wealth becomes the margin required to maintain the upgraded baseline. The person earns more. The commitments rise to meet the earnings before a single dollar of wealth can accumulate. Third, hedonic adaptation means the new income level never stays satisfying for long enough to change the financial trajectory. The raise that was supposed to close the broke feeling creates a new broke feeling at a higher altitude. The income required to feel financially secure keeps rising because the baseline rises with every cycle of adaptation and upgrade. Here's the thing. This is not a personal failure. It is a structural problem that income alone cannot solve. Philip is not uniquely undisciplined. He is a normal person with a normal brain, moving through a world that is exceptionally designed to absorb income increases before they can become wealth. The close. Philip is 36 now. His salary has not changed. What changed is the rule about what happens to any income increase before it reaches his checking account. The first $500 of every raise or bonus now transfers directly into an investment account on the day the new income clears. Not after rent is paid, not after the month settles. Before the lifestyle has a window to determine that the money already belongs to something else. In 12 months, his savings have grown from $4,200 to $21,600. The apartment is the same apartment. The car is the same pilot. The dinners happen at the same frequency. The life looks identical from the outside. The floor did not rise this time. The margin grew for the first time in 8 years. The broke feeling is still present in the background. Hedonic adaptation does not dissolve on a schedule. But the net worth is moving in a direction it never moved while Philip was waiting for the next raise to finally be the one that fixed the problem. You already know what the next raise is going to feel like. The question is whether the money gets to the account before the lifestyle decides it was already spoken for. This is what we do at Vaulted Finance. The kind of money math that doesn't make the headlines but quietly decides how the next 30 years of your life actually play out. New breakdowns drop here regularly, so subscribe if you don't want to miss the next one. And drop the topic you want us to break down next in the comments. We're reading, and the most requested ones are the ones we cover first